Do we have the courage to face the realities of our time and allow ourselves to feel deeply enough that it transforms us and our future? Come with me on a journey through the eye of beauty. Across an ocean of grief. And beyond. What we're looking at here is some photographs that I made on Midway Island in the middle of the Pacific of baby albatross filled up with plastic. And there's this incredibly heartbreaking and symbolic tragedy that's happening out there where parent albatrosses fly out over the vast polluted Pacific collecting plastic. They think they're collecting food to bring back to their babies, and what they actually are filling their stomach up with are cigarette lighters and bottle caps and toothbrushes and so on. And they come back and they feed these things to their babies. And the babies literally fill up with plastic until they die of dehydration and starvation and punctures to their stomach. And so the ground on Midway Island is covered with the bodies of tens of thousands of baby albatrosses that have died in this kind of horrendous way. And I think it's a symbolic place that I really want to kind of bring this tragedy out visually, because this is where the Pacific Garbage Patch surfaces. The Pacific Garbage Patch is this giant floating kind of soup of plastic out in the Pacific Ocean. There are tens of millions of tons of plastic there in the ocean. And so it's one of those invisible problems that's really hard to relate to. It's kind of like global warming that way. You know, you can't go stand in front of it. There's no Mount Everest of our garbage that, you know, we can go stand in front of and face, and Pacific Garbage Patch is like that. And so this is one place where the plastic in the Pacific Ocean is surfacing in this incredibly macabre and symbolic way inside the stomachs of dead baby birds on one of the remotest marine sanctuaries on Earth. So early on in this process, when I got to Midway Island and began seeing these astonishing images of birds filled with plastic, I realized pretty early on that people weren't going to trust the photographs. You know, they look like I put the plastic in there. It's just so surreal that there would be birds filled with that much plastic anywhere in the world. And so what I decided to do really early on with this work was to make a rule for myself that I'm not going to add any plastic, but I'm also not going to move any of it around. There's going to be no arranging. So all of these images from the first series, first trip to Midway, are straight documentary photography where none of the plastic was moved even a millimeter. One of the things that we discovered as I made these photographs is, you know, we started, first I'd take a picture and then we'd get a Ziploc bag and we'd collect all the plastic inside of one bird. And we discovered that underneath what you can see here, there's a depth to the plastic. It's like this deep inside the bird, because the bird's stomach was shaped like a bag. And all you can see in these images where none of the plastic is moved is the very top of the pile of plastic that's inside the bird. And so the second time we went out there, which was just very recently, we spread out the plastic inside each bird manually. And so once the credibility of the project was kind of established and we really followed our rule the first time, then I thought it would be legitimate to take one additional step in that ethical process and allow myself to at least spread the plastic out, but without adding any additional. So we still stuck to that rule. These photographs they kind of take it one step more horrific than the previous series. Here's one that has a cigarette lighter, a large piece of a fishing float, a full toothbrush, a large section of plastic pipe, and then maybe another 75 or 100 additional shards of plastic, including what looks like a piece of a toy robot right there. You know, I have this message that I really believe in, which is about facing the horrors of our time, allowing ourselves to know the reality of the time we live in, however hard that is, however much it hurts, or however much we feel grief or shame or anger or rage or whatever. I think we all have to, that's step number one, is to face the reality of our times. The impact that I hope this work has is as a kind of wake-up call. And it's hard because I know these images are really horrible to look at. And what I don't want to have happen is for people to be traumatized by them, you know, and to fall into feelings of paralysis, of despair, or hopelessness. And I know facing an issue like this it's really easy to go there. You know, it's easy to go into overwhelm. And I don't want to sort of go further down that road. And it's easy to kind of look at issues like this and feel those feelings of despair. But you know, what I really believe is when we begin to process those emotions, when we allow ourselves to feel despair, allow ourselves to feel grief or anger or rage about what's happening in the world, to me those are legitimate human responses to our times. And once we can connect with that, then maybe collectively we can begin to make new choices.
夏威夷的东北方，大约是1600公里的太平洋流域，有一道呢面积不断扩大的垃圾涡流，布满了人类的废弃物，包括有灯泡、有这个瓶盖、牙刷，还有冰棒棍等等，以及上亿的这个上兆的塑胶粒。不溶于水的塑胶粒呢，被鱼吃进了肚子里头，最后呢还是进入人类的食物链。那么科学家就说了，这个垃圾涡流体积呢，大约是每10年增加1倍，目前的面积超过了139万平方公里，等于是台湾的39倍了。不要看到小小的一块哦，其实非常非常大。有这个船只呢，不小心滑进里头，是开了7天的时间才开出这个垃圾堆。目前的美国研究组织正在想办法来解决问题，最好呢是把塑胶粒转化成为柴油，就可以一举两得了。